Welcome to another episode of Kingdom Conversations. How y'all doing, everybody? Oh, wow. I got to tell you, this is probably going to be one of the most interesting shows that we've ever done here on Kingdom Conversations. I just want to start off by saying everything that is expressed today is the opinion of the producer, the host, me. It's me. Nobody else's opinion. It's mine. Okay. And today, I want you guys to know that you're going to be able to call in live. Everybody can call in. If you want to get in on the conversation, here it is. I'm going to leave it up there. Call in to the show. Call into the show. That's the number. If you want your voice to be heard, if you have something to say about this particular topic, we want you to say it. We want you to call in. I'm going to leave that right there on the screen. All right. So today's topic, just so you know, is can a mother be a father? Can a mother be a father? And let me go over here real quick, see who's in here. Crystal, my manager's in here. All right. So everybody that's coming in, I want you to share, comment. Let me know you're in the room so I can say what's up to you. Let me go get some water real quick, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Joyce, what's up, Joyce? That's one of my gangster members. I love Joyce. I love Joyce. I love Joyce. I love Joyce. All right. I'm in here by myself right now, so I got to work double time. All right. Why you say no, young? All right, Joyce. We want you to hold that. I want y'all to get ready because we're going straight in right after this commercial break. I'll be right back. If you want to call in, let me make sure the ringer's on so I can hear it. Boom, that's the number. Call in, talk live, talk your talk, y'all. Don't be scared, ladies. Talk your talk because I got something to say to y'all. And let me tag, there's somebody I got to tag into this. Where is she at? Denise McIntosh. There she is. I got to tag her. She's one of my Facebook debate partners. All right. So we're going to be right back after this commercial break. But ladies, share this video. Tag somebody that is talking crazy about I'm the father and the mother. Come on, Joyce. Come on. You're talking good already. But we'll be right back after this commercial break. Get ready, y'all. We going in. What's up? This is your boy Jason Hendrickson, and I'm here to let you know that my brand new single, Another Chance, is out, y'all. It's here. But this is a Bandcamp exclusive. You got to log on to jasonlhendrickson.bandcamp.com. Grab it, download it. I promise you it's going to bless you. Another Chance. Let's go. Another chance. I see my brother Bishop Robert Vincent Butler is in the room. He said it's impossible. Joyce, let's see what Joyce had to say. Joyce said, I am a single parent and a great mother. And I'm telling you, I'm going to co-sign her. Joyce is one of the best mothers that I know. And I'm not saying that because she's one of the daughters of my church. I'm not saying that, but seriously, her work ethic is beast. And the way that she takes care of her daughters is amazing. So we definitely want to give a shout out to Joyce. Bishop Butler said it's impossible. Impossible. Crystal, I was just asking, but I totally get it. Now, I have to say this to you guys. I was very surprised yesterday because every Father's Day, social media is inundated with women that are in the situation, and by no means do I pretend to understand the dynamics of that situation if you are in a relationship where the father is not present or the father is not helping you. But I never understood, and maybe y'all can help me understand, why is it that unfortunately, some young ladies that are in that situation take on the mentality that I am the father and the mother. I never really understood that. Maybe y'all can help me with that. But my opinion is absolutely, no matter what the situation is, if you taking your son to football practice, taking him to basketball practice, at all the recitals, whatever, you still are not the father. It doesn't matter what you do, young ladies. There is nothing that you can do financially, emotionally, even if it's the same role or activity that a man should be doing, that will make you the father to your children. And I got to give y'all a shout out because I was pleasantly surprised yesterday that I didn't see it. I didn't see it not one time. I think I saw somebody make one off joke. My dad is on, a mother can only be a mother, but she can do great things. I agree. That mentality is now, Bishop Butler, you done did something different to your hair or something. You done got a part, something you letting your hair grow out, something you doing something different. Because this is a new profile picture, looking very fleshy, Bishop. But Bishop said that mentality is the very thing that will keep them single. I agree, Bishop. I agree wholeheartedly. I am here to tell you that I know some amazing mothers, and Crystal is one. Joyce is one. My wife is an amazing mom, but she could never be me. My mom is an amazing mom, but she could never be my father. So, I just always wanted to know, oh, he has a curly fro. Okay. I'm looking at the picture like Bishop look a little different. But it looks good, Bishop. That's what's up. But yeah, so I want you guys that have an opinion about this, call in right now, talk to me live on the show, because that's one of the things that used to make me really, really bothered and upset, because I would see young ladies making that statement, and I always thought it was like the craziest statement. I thought that was crazy, that, oh, I'm the mother and father. And then they would, just take over social media, take over Facebook, take over Instagram, and not give fathers their props. But I got to give it to y'all ladies. This year, y'all did better. Soundtrack of Brooklyn, y'all. Soundtrack of Brooklyn. But I was very, very impressed with how the majority of you laid back and let us have our day. That was pretty amazing. But, some things still haven't changed, because my family took me to Ruth Chris for dinner, and we were able to, on Mother's Day, a spot like Ruth Chris, you have to wait an hour, sometimes an hour and a half to get a table. We walked in the joint expecting to have to wait. My sister Jamie says, how long is the wait? They look up, he said, 2 minutes. The joint was empty. I think in the whole restaurant, I may have seen like 5 tables with people at it. And I'm talking about the one in the city. We wasn't in the one in Long Island. So this one in the city, people have access. You get on the train, you can take a quick Uber, whatever. We got in that joint, Bishop Butler. The lady told us 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I was like, man, this is crazy. We got some good comments coming in. Come on, let's see. What did Joyce say? I think these women are those that are unfortunately brainwashing their children as well, that talks down about their dads, fathers in front of the kids. Well, come on, Joyce. Now, see, Joyce, you opening a can of worms that I didn't even want to open. But I'll tell you guys this. I was not raised where in a household, my mother became friends with my sisters. And because my mother already knew she couldn't say nothing crazy to me about my father. That's one of the most sensitive topics when it comes to me, my dad. Anybody say anything, I don't care who it is. Anybody say anything crazy to me about my father, there's a chance that it's going to get a little rough for you. You dig? And I grew up in a house, y'all, where my mom and dad divorced when I was around 12 years old, I think, something like that. I don't remember. But I remember one of my siblings, I don't remember which one, began to say something out of anger against my father. And my mother, even though she was going through a divorce with my father, did not allow any of us until this day. And I'm 48 years old. And my mother will not allow any one of her kids to say anything negative about my father in her presence. Now, I'm not saying that maybe my other siblings never tried it or pushed the envelope, but I know for me, I've always seen my mother enforce a level of respect that was due to my father, regardless of the status of their relationship. Now, when my father and mother got divorced, he divorced or she divorced him. They didn't divorce us. So there was still a need for some type of understanding and respect to be shown in the dynamics of those relationships. My brother Rasheed Walker's on here. Let's see what he got to say. I can tell you the root of this question lies within a larger context. The reason why some women feel this way is due to the lie and the damage of the civil rights movement. I may need to call in to discuss. Come on, bro. Call in. Because I believe that feminism destroyed and is playing such a big role in destroying the fabric of the family. I honestly believe that. Bishop Butler got something else to say. If the woman thinks she's the father, it won't be long before her relationship status exposed why she thinks that way. Very true, Bishop. Very true. I think some women are overwhelmed with their duty as a mother and not having the help of the father of the children to say they are both roles. I get that. And I'm very sympathetic. I knew what you meant, Rob. I knew what you meant, Rasheed. I'm very sympathetic to that thought processing because I know that it can be tough. It's tough. Let me be honest with you. It's hard as hell raising kids with two parents in the house. My children don't know what it is to be brought up in a single parent home. They don't know what that is. None of them. My oldest daughter is 31 now. Feel what I'm saying? And hey, Dr. Freeman, how you doing? I was trying to see who that was. And that's the thing that but sometimes what happens is, mothers, and this is not all mothers, but when they get into the dynamic of not being with the father of the children, they go into friendship mode, especially if they have daughters. And they become friends with their daughters and begin to have conversations about the father of the children, either in the presence of the children or on the phone while the children are around and they hear it. Therefore, that develops a high level of disrespect for the man. Now, I'm going to say this because I don't want to just get on the ladies. I do believe fathers need to understand the importance of presence. The importance of presence, because a lot of times some men think because I do so much financially, that I deserve respect. No, man, this is lit today. Crystal says this was the mentality that I had when I got pregnant out of wedlock. The other person said to abort, and I said, I will be a mother and father. You don't have to be apart. So I think it was just a reaction, but I had every intention on doing what I had to make sure my son would lack nothing. I get that, Crystal, but no matter what you did, how much you were there, a woman cannot teach a boy how to be a man. Now, a woman can take a young man and teach him how to be a better man. But you guys don't have what it takes to show how much of all right, we got our first caller. Let me Kingdom Conversations, who's on the line?
All right, grace and peace, Pastor Jason Hendricks. This is Dr. Walker.
Hey, Dr. Walker, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. So of course you're on with us live, and we're talking about, can a mother be a father? And you just made a powerful statement, and I would love for you to elaborate on it just a little bit more.
Absolutely. I want to honor all the pastors, bishops, apostles, and first ladies that are on this line and they're watching right now. I want to honor the Holy Spirit as well. So I'm going to clarify what I said. Right. Mm-hmm. So the reason why I said a lot of this has to do with the civil rights movement, and I'm going to try to be as succinct as I can without going too much down that whole rabbit hole.
Right.
But prior to the civil rights movement, the Black families were a lot stronger. We had our own banks, own insurance companies, mm-hmm. own schools, own universities. Pretty much Black people were self-sufficient as a people, and the family unit was a lot tighter back then. And a lot of that was because we had no choice but to stick together. Then you had the civil rights movement, which promised us access to things, access to government, access to infrastructure, access to healthcare, access to legal system, and it never happened. But what it did do is it divided the Black families and it divided the Black economy. And so what happened was, after the civil rights movement, you saw a lot of breaking up of the families, high rates of divorce happening in the Black communities, more Black incarcerations. Mm-hmm. And so instead of giving us access and resources to things, other cultures got access to our economy and our families, but we never benefited from that. So I'm saying that to say, as the Black families began to get broken apart, more of us were going to jail. What you saw, and ladies, please just kind of hear what I'm saying. What happened was, a lot of times there was a lot of our Black sisters going to court systems, getting into things like child supports, and over time there was this mentality like, well, I don't need you. I can just go to the court and get the money from you and get kids and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so what you saw was an influx of single parents going into the court systems, brothers getting incarcerated. So, and I'm not saying everybody, but I do believe over time it developed this mentality of, I didn't need the Black man. And right. Then over time, what you had the media devaluing us. So, every time you see us, we're going to prison, we're doing bad things. So that's kind of why I said a lot of this had to do with the civil rights movement, because we were promised something that never happened. But what did happen was high incarceration and the breaking up of the Black families.
Now, Dr. Walker, I don't mean to cut you off, but you said something that I struggle with. And you are one of the most brilliant brothers I know. So I know that you can shed some light on this. I have an issue with child support. I have an issue with it because I don't think that a man should be able to walk away from his responsibility scot-free. I'm not saying that at all. But the way that the system is set up, I have an issue with that. Because I do have experience of raising my daughters. I've been in the home. My daughter, my oldest one is 31. I've been in the home with her since she was 6 months old. And I've been in her life for 31 years. So I know what it takes. My kids went to private school, not to public school, until years later. but for the first early years of their life, all of my children were in private school that we had to pay for. So I'm aware of the expenses that come when you want to offer your children the finer things in life. But what I have an issue with is when the court system allows the woman to become vindictive through child support as a means to get even, and without the Black woman especially thinking that if you do take me to court and something does happen where I fall into a financial pit or struggle or something like that, my license gets taken from me, the ability to get a job, incarceration, my credit is destroyed. All of this happens all because you wanted to get even. And the court empowers certain women, because not all of them, because certain women are getting exactly what they deserve from men that did not want to do what they needed to do. But then on the other hand, Dr. Walker, what do you feel about the women that use court as a weapon to get even with the men that they've had children with?
I totally agree with you. I think you kind of touched on the point that I was trying to hit home. I think if the court system, first of all, I do believe there should be some level of a child support system. I do believe that before you get to that point, brothers should be given an opportunity to prove that they are willing to take their responsibilities seriously before it has to get to that point. And if there's not an appropriate timely response, then by all means, ladies, definitely go through that system and do what's in the best interest of a child. But for those brothers that are taking responsibility, that happen to fall on some hardships and that type of thing, I do believe there should be some checks and balances come with that. I don't believe that the court should just automatically throw the brother in prison, revoke his license or his ability to earn income. But things happen. I can truly say that I sat on that side of the table where I paid child support, and this happened around, I think, the beginnings of 2000 when the .com bust happened, and I lost my job as a network engineer, and so I had to switch careers and get into education. But that was a process, right? But while that process was happening, that transition was happening, I lost my job and I was out of income, or my income was very sporadic. And the courts were coming at me. I even spent the night in jail behind it.
Wow.
I definitely lived that thing, and it was a tough thing for me to go through because I'm saying, wow, I'm here. I got my education. I did what society says to do. Yet I'm finding myself in prison because of some misfortune. So I do get that, but I will say that I do agree with you that some women, they'll weaponize that thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll wonder, well, where are all the men? Well, you decided that you didn't need us. You decided that you wanted to use the system against us. And I think, again, if I can go back to the civil rights movement, that kind of whole thing kind of helped to develop that mindset of we don't need a man because we can just go to the court and get what we want.
Mm-hmm.
We can tell the kid whatever we want to tell them. But I think there needs to be some dialogue around this. I think, maybe whether it's the church mothers or some older seasoned saints that will kind of talk to the young ladies about, this is when you should make a decision like this, and this is when you shouldn't. This is when you should work with that brother and his families, and maybe perhaps you should go into prayer or speak to your pastor about this.
Right.
So I think what's missing is just the appropriate dialogues around what is the appropriate response when A, a brother is not paying his child support or handling his responsibilities. Mm-hmm. B, when the brother is handling his responsibilities, but he needs some extra assistance. Or C, maybe we need counseling. Now, I went through the New Jersey system at the time, and what I can tell you is one of the things they did allow is I had an opportunity to kind of check in with people and say, hey, here are some letters, here are my rejection letters, or that I didn't get this position and things like that. So I was able to show proof that I was actively searching for employment, but for the judge it wasn't enough, and the order for my arrest was executed.
Right. Well, Dr. Freeman, we have to definitely bring you on the show, man, because you have a wealth of knowledge and information. But I want to clear the line and make room for some other people to call in. But thank you for calling in, brother. You have always been someone that I admired and have tremendous respect for what you've been able to do educationally with yourself, and you're a great role model for young Black men to take a look at, man. So thank you, brother. And I want to say happy Father's Day to you. I know we're a day late, but I think we deserve more than a day us guys that are doing it and doing it well, I think we deserve more than a day. So I salute you, King, and thank you for calling the Kingdom Conversation. We'll talk soon, all right, bro?
Sounds good. I salute you as well. Thank you much.
All right, thank you,
Pastor
man.
Jahan.
And listen, guys, you heard what what Dr. Walker said, but this is bigger than a church thing. That's what I need everybody to understand. This is bigger than the church. This is what is killing our community. One of the things that's killing our community, back to and sometimes the fathers do it too. So I don't want you to think because Pastor Jay's a guy, he's automatically on the men's side. Not at all. I'm telling you that, listen, I love what my sister said. We need each other. She said, we need you, black man. Then she said, they need us black women. We need each other. That needs to become the narrative. And here's the thing, that if we, as a culture, don't learn, and one of my boy Dave, he says this all the time, we need to learn. We don't just need counseling how to make things work. We need counseling for how to break up amicably without going to war. Because a lot of times, if you stayed with the person and things were just shabby or whatever, they wouldn't take you to court. But if it's bad and you break up, court, oh, I'm gonna get him. I talk to so many young ladies that like, all right, don't worry, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. And I'm just like, sis, nah, I'm totally against any man having to tell me how to take care of my children, how much I should give my daughters. Because there's a whole lot that goes with parenting. Because child support is meant for child support, not for your nails, not for your hair, not for you to go on vacation with your new shorty. No, I don't have to pay for none of that because we not together no more. No, you are grown like I'm grown. I take care of children, not adults. Come on. Come on. I got some men that got some horror stories about what some women, and then I even have some men that have taken young ladies to court for child support and got horror stories. So it's horror stories on both sides. And it's just not just one side. One of my barbers, like a brother to me, his baby mother is like, whoa. Remember that song, Black Rob had that? I saw a bad chick uptown. She was whoa. Like that whoa means a whole lot of things. It could be whoa meaning good, whoa meaning bad, whoa like, oh my God, whoa like, whoo, I can't wait. She was whoa. And I don't mean whoa in a good way. She was whoa to the whoa, 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 to the whoa. I've never taken my children's fathers to court and now somewhat regretting it. Wow, Simone. Do you mind me asking why do you regret it? Matter of fact, if you want to call in, Simone, you could call in and get on the show, because that's interesting. She did not, because I also have to give a shout out to the women that make the decision not to take the father's children to court, and you tough it out. You do what you need to do. We salute you, because there's a whole lot of y'all out there too that understand that if I do this, the potential of getting another black man, another brown man, another white man, whoever, another man thrown into prison system, because ultimately that's the goal. That's the goal, to separate the family that's already separated, but then also provide another move of separation to place the father into the prison system where he becomes a statistic and can't provide for the family anyway. So therefore, the woman has to make a choice whether she has to go and get on welfare or work 50 hours and diminishing the time that she can spend with the family, with the children, nurturing and teaching. So the whole thing the whole dynamic is just crazy, man. So we really got to be very prayerful, very prayerful about it. If this is what we're going to do. But let's see what Dr. Freeman says. It's hard doing it alone. I didn't take my daughter's father to court, and I was thankful my family supported me. Yeah, that's another thing. You know, a lot of people are blessed with strong support systems. And this is a very sensitive topic, because I have a lot of good guys that are in trouble right now because the young lady weaponized the system against them. And the truth is, guys, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Joyce, what are you saying to me? Sorry, that child support is for whatever I use it for. I just started getting child support as of January this year. If I want to get my nails done, I am. I've done it for 16 years alone. Joyce, you know I love you. Joyce, if nobody knows I love them, you know I love you, Joyce. But I totally, unequivocally disagree with you. Here's why. And this was actually some legislation that I was trying to get passed. And I got crushed doing it. I got so much opposition when I brought this to my political allies. But here's how I think child support would be fair. Okay, whether you and I, let's say Joyce and I have a child together, right? Joyce and I break up. Me and Joyce try to come to an amicable amount of money that I should give per month. Now, it's amazing to me that the child support is tricky, y'all. You got to be very careful, because I don't know if it's still 17% of the gross income that is brought in by the man, but sometimes when you go to court, you get less than you would have gotten if you'd have just had a grown-up conversation. And then sometimes the flip side to it is some of y'all are getting too much money. Let me tell you why. Because of this mentality right here. And Joyce knows I love her. But if you're not my girl, you're not my wife, it is not my responsibility for you to get your nails done. I don't care how long you've been doing it by yourself. It's not child support, it's for child support. So what I was trying to get to become law, because actually I've been through it early years ago, and it didn't work out for the other party. I got custody, so it didn't work out well. But here's what I wanted to make law, and y'all can help me because I think this is how it should be. So me and Joyce, we got a kid together. We can't come to a number, so now we go to court, right? The court says, all right, Jason, you make $2,000 a week. We're going to take 17% of that, and it goes to Joyce. Here's my thing here's what I think should happen. When you receive child support, there needs to be a bank account set up where a portion of that money goes to the child and the child alone. I'm not saying the whole payment, because my child still needs a roof over their head. My child still needs to eat. I know all the answers y'all going to give me, ladies. I know what y'all going to say. Well, if I'm the primary caregiver, that child got to eat. Food expense, yes. Child still need clothes. Clothes expense, yes. Child needs sneakers. Sneakers expense. Where do your hair and nails come into that, y'all? Y'all just help me. Where do that come in, y'all? That money should, and I was trying to get it set up, Marv, where at least 10% of the child support payment would go into an account where the child nor the mother could touch that money until the child turned 18. The child turned 18. And that way, that kills the narrative of a child being able to say, my father didn't do anything for me. See, this is what I'm saying. It's not my responsibility to get your hair and nails done. You go get your nails done. I'm not your father. I don't care if you do call me daddy or zaddy with a Z. I'm not your father. God help us today. I'm not your daddy. So I don't have to take care of you. I take care of my child. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Y'all gonna get mad at me. Y'all gonna get, I need some backup. I need some backup. I can appreciate Sister Joyce's comment, but my sister, you have to see it this way. We don't get retro and reimbursement for what we do for our kids. I pay, come on, Dr. Walker. I paid $400 a week in child support. My ex paid $0.00 on college tuition. I paid in cash $50,000 in college tuitions for both my daughters. My ex don't owe me retro. My business is with my daughters. Just a thought. Now, come on. Now, see, come on. Where you at, Joyce? Where you at? Where you at, Joyce? Where y'all at, ladies? My boy Marvin's on here. It boils his blood. Yeah. Come on, Pastor Thomas Warren is here. See, no, all money go in the bank account. And check is draw or debit, and every year court takes hearing, see if child support money should be reduced or increases. Child money should not go to adults. Having custody of 3 children now, I don't ask for child support, nor do I get it. Thomas Wilson. Wow, that's powerful. And again, this issue is on both sides of the fence, because I know some men that have had to take the mother of their child to court for child support. But that's the other thing. Because you take care of your kid, right? And this is something that all y'all women say to us. What, you want me to pat you on your shoulder? So I go out and get my daughter a pair of sneakers. What you want me to pat you on the shoulder? That's what you're supposed to do. Why doesn't it work that way if y'all are the primary caregivers? Okay, you took care of them. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. You didn't have the kid not to take care of him. Again, I'm not alleviating the father of his responsibility, because I do think in the proper context, child support can be a good thing, especially for deadbeats. I don't even talk to deadbeat dads. Like, I don't have no respect for you. Nah, I just don't rock with you. But if that mother becomes sick or disabled, our father's ready to go full-time care. Be honest with you, in most cases, probably not, Jay. Probably not. I'm not saying he owes me anything, but I will sure use it if I want to. Joyce is crazy. That's why I love Joyce. The well-being of the caregiver matters. Absolutely. My children have bank accounts and are definitely well taken care of. But is the money that's in their bank account coming from, or at least a portion of, the child support payment? Because I just think that what it does, it helps to maintain a certain level of respect for the father. Because I don't care how you're getting it. If they had to take him to court, if he voluntarily gave it up, you're getting the money. Because I'm telling you, I know some horror stories on both sides. I know some women that have over $100,000 in arrears owed to them. Then I know some brothers that have over $100,000 in arrears in child support payments owed to them. I just need the fact that, see, I'm raised in a different era. So I know that this era of mothers and y'all don't really take a whole lot. You know, y'all tolerance level, y'all like, oh, you're not going, boom, it's over. Bah, 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 bah. I get that. I was raised by a mother that just, I can only go by what I was exposed to. My father did whatever he did or didn't do. My mother, of course, had her own opinion about what my father did or did not do. But my mother never inflicted that on her children. We had no choice but to respect the fact that that was our father. Now, anything beyond that, my father had to earn that respect. But my mother would not play a part in poisoning me against my dad because things didn't work out between her and my dad. That's what I'm saying, Joyce. I think that is wrong, because whether y'all know this or not, there were some people, and I can only talk about my experience. There were some people around that tried to paint a negative picture to me about my father. But something that y'all need to understand, and if you take a retrospective look in your mind concerning your dad, every little girl, every little boy craves the affirmation of their father. And no matter what these people that were around said about my father to me, it never changed the fact that that was my hero. And that's why I would get so upset and angry. I'm like, yo, you ain't gonna talk about my father in front of me. I don't care what he did. That's still my father. You follow what I'm saying? So I just think that when you have the position of influence as a parent, you have to take that very, very, very serious and understand that sooner or later, my mother gave us the space to develop our own opinion towards my dad. She never said nothing negative in front of him, and they were divorcing. Of course, my mother had something negative to say. People that, are good don't divorce. You follow me? So I'm sure my mother had something that she could have said or had some emotions that she could have expressed, but she just never did it. And that's why the majority of us were able to grow up and still have some type of respect for my father, because I never heard. And then once I got of age to develop my own opinion, me and my dad started having conversations, and I began to express certain things to my father, and our relationships were able to come together even stronger, because I was at the age of cognitive thinking, and I was able to develop my own opinion about what I liked, what I didn't like concerning my dad. And now me and my dad are like this. You think what I'm saying? But that was because my mother applied wisdom, and she knew that insulting the father of her children not only would have poisoned us, but it would have made her look crazy. Because if he's this, that, he ain't no good, what does that say about your ability to choose? Was he all of that when y'all were together? Or did he just become that when y'all broke up? Same thing for the fellas. Was she all of that when you were together? Or did she become a hoe, a bee, all this, trash, when y'all broke up? Because that's one of the things that concerns me. People will always go left on you when you break up with them. But the whole time that y'all together, the best thing since sliced bread. Because if I was all of that while I was with you, what does that say about you? Because you only attract what you respect. Let's get to some of these comments. Simone, let's see what Simone had to say. For me, I have a daughter that has a father who took full responsibility for her along with his family. So he and I were straight and still are. My son's father decided to tap out when we were done. And for me, I tried to make the stance that my parents did when there was an agreement between them, and a certain amount was given to my sis and I monthly. He wasn't mature enough to do that, and he felt that if he brought something here and there, he was providing. They lived with me in another state. Okay, let's go. Although I have a career that allowed me to provide for all three, I regret not taking this one to court, because when I don't have it, he knows I'll break my neck to get it for them. He is very comfortable with not providing with them because I made it that way. And I had to pray and forgive myself, allow my kids to sometimes get the bare minimal of what they deserve, all because I didn't force them to do. That's a very good point, Simone. Very good point. Let's see, Joyce. I said since January, I feel like we finally get food stamps, but my kids know their dad now pays child support and they use the car for whatever anyone in the house needs. I respect that, Joyce. Joyce, you already know what I feel about you, so I'm not coming at you when I say what I say, Joyce, because I know I've watched you firsthand raise those girls, so I know what you do. And again, I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard raising a kid in two-parent homes, you know. So I could only imagine what it's like for you all that have to do it by yourselves. That has to be extremely difficult, extremely difficult. But in the midst of all that, women, you could never be a father. I just want to say that to y'all. Should never have to force someone to take care of it. Fran Sampson, child support is 17% of the absent parent income and realistically cannot raise a child today, especially not in New York. But again, it's not my responsibility as the father all by myself. So 17%, is it enough? Maybe in some cases, it's more than enough. Because if 17%, now see, this is where y'all get caught up, ladies. If 17% ain't enough, right? Now, Fran said it, not me. Pastor didn't say it. Fran said 17% is not enough to raise a child today. So how do you have any ability to take any money that comes in from me as a father and go get your nails done if 17% ain't enough to raise your child? I just want to know, because if it ain't enough, every dime should be going to food, towards food, clothes, and let me just say this: I raised 3 amazing girls, right? Kids are greedy; they eat a whole lot. But now you talk about you need clothes for your child, your baby every month. Y'all never heard of the cleaners? Y'all never heard of the laundromat, a washing machine and dryer? Even if your kid is having growth spurts, no child needs clothes like that. Notice what I said, need. Now, if you want your child to be fly and you want your child in labels and all that, then you need to provide that. Sorry. Because then, especially, all right, okay, 17. I'm financially stable on groceries alone. I spend close to $1,000. Well, let me say this to you, friend. If you spend $1,000 a month on groceries, I need to come to your house for lunch, because I need to know what are you buying for $1,000. No, groceries have gone up. It really has grown up. But if you spend now $1,000 a month in groceries, can I get a grilled cheese sandwich, friend? Can you send Pastor a little lunch here and there? Because I ain't got it. $1,000 a month. I'm crying. I spend probably $600 a month in groceries. And let me tell you something. I am, and I'm gonna test you, friend. Are you spending $1,000 a month in groceries because you don't have a shopping list? Because $1,000 a month is like you just going in the grocery store, just throwing in. See, no. If you like me, I am a frugal food shopper. I go in the kitchen, I take my phone, and I do a shopping list. My mother taught me how to do this. Because have you ever thought you didn't have something in the cabinet, you didn't make a shopping list, and you go to the store and pay like $10 for a big thing of mayonnaise, and you go in the cabinet to put it in there, and there's another jar of mayonnaise standing there like, hello, you didn't look. You didn't have to spend that $10 if you look. So that's why I make a shopping list. I don't have boys. I don't. But Courtney and Akira, not so much Brittany. Brittany never ate like a boy. But Akira and Courtney, they eat like boys. Let me tell you something. They get to it. Akira can eat. Courtney gets busy. And let me tell you something. After a certain age, I told them all, y'all need jobs. I said, listen, enough. Because I'm talking about, because of my traveling schedule, I'm spending all this money in food. And when I go back home to get me, my mouth is all set for a bowl of Frosted Flakes. I get there and pour the Frosted Flakes out, and there ain't no milk. Have you ever, and I mean ever, wanted a bowl of Frosted Flakes and there was no milk? Thank you, Mark Logan, my friend, my brother. That's all I'm saying, y'all. I don't even have it. As long as you're being nice. If you're being nasty, then you're on your own. But if you need a little something, go get your nails done, whatever. If you ask nicely, I'm sure, you know. But then, fellas, if they ask for a little money or nails, that don't mean you're going to get no nookie. Because I know how some of y'all act. Oh, you know, I gave you money for your nails, Shaniqua. What you doing later? No, you can't do that. You can't. You can't do that, fellas. You can't do that. You gotta be honorable. And this is not easy. Let's see what Joy. I just love. And let me tell you something. Joyce is not lying. I know I don't take anything personal from anyone. I've been in jail, robbing, stealing, scamming to make sure my daughters were good, and they've never been without. My oldest graduated high school on time. My youngest daughter going to the 12th grade and still on honor roll, also taking college courses already and wants to go to college for forensic science. I just quit my job 9 months ago and now work for the MTA and just applied for some other position. I'm telling y'all, Joyce ain't lying. When I met Joyce, because she done put it out there, Joyce is one of the best boosters I ever met in my life. I used to be like, Joyce, how? But I watched her. And this is why I honor Joyce and I respect her to the highest. I watched Joyce go from doing all that stuff that she just said, because I'm not going to say it. She said it. Joyce pulled herself up by her bootstraps, by herself, and told me, Pastor, I want to drive bus for the city. I said, all right, Joyce, let's pray. We locked arms. We prayed. I'm telling y'all, Joyce is going to be a supervisor at NTA before it's all over, if she's not one already. Because she just got that swag. She got that thing. Some people are born with it. Some people got it. Some people don't. Joyce got it. So I won't be shocked if Joyce started running the MTA. I wouldn't be shocked. Because she just got that type of thing on her. You know what I mean? People just love Joyce or you don't like her. There's no middle ground with Joyce. You love her or you don't like her. It's that simple. So, you know, I think that this is phenomenal. But one thing I will honor all of you guys that are talking is that none of you have said that you're fathers. Yeah, I mean, these kids, they eat. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Everybody's saluting you, Joyce. Salute. Mama makes it happen regardless, and some men know it and take advantage of it. That is true. I'm telling you, Joyce, I believe in you. I believe in all of you guys. And I just think that we have to really begin to have these type of conversations, because there has to be some type of way that we could kind of recultivate the culture. And because the one word that steps out to me about being a parent, period, is presence. Because there's a lot of people that give a whole lot of money to their kids, but they're not present. And their kids grow up resenting the mother or father because they had no presence. They had presents under the tree, but no presents, if you get what I'm saying. They were at the game, looked around in the stands, never saw dad there. Had graduation, Never saw dad there. That's the most important thing, guys. Not the money, your presence. The kids need some money. Don't get me wrong. And now, because I understood that I'm now spilling over into not just being a great dad, the great dad that I am, and I want to give a shout out to my baby girl, Courtney. Look what she gave me. She gave me this yesterday for Father's Day. It brought a tear to my eye. It brought a tear to my eye. It's my fist with the fist of my 3 daughters, Brittany, Akira, and Courtney. My baby girl did this for me, Courtney. You know, stuff like this is what makes it all worthwhile. And have I had challenges as a father? Sure. Have I had shortcomings as a father? Absolutely. Did I get it all right all the time? Absolutely not. But nobody, Monique, my vet, none of the women that my children are blessed to have in their family could ever say that they are my girl's father. Impossible. Impossible. It could never happen. So we need to honor, you know, mothers that are doing it by themselves, but I still think we need to, okay, he got another guy. Another Thomas again. I'm a father paying child support for a child that's not mine. Whoa! Whoa! Because it's not the child's fault that her mother made mistakes, so I take responsibility. And even if the child biological father never take over the responsibility, I'm here to take the responsibility, and I speak to the child today. She is 9 years old. Let me tell you something, Thomas. Let's go here for a minute. Elder Frankie Hall is on here. I love you, Elder Hall. I love Elder Hall. She beat me out last year for the valedictorian 2 years ago, but I got her back this year. Told you I was going to get you, Elder Hall. Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me tell you this. I'm kind of an expert on that, because when me and my wife got together, she had a baby, 6 months old, Brittany. And I had to make a decision. If I was going to be with her, I had to come in and take Brittany as if she was mine. And I've been doing that now for 31 years. My daughter, Brittany, I don't even call her my stepdaughter. I love Brittany like she is my seed. I think her mother's lying to me. I think she really is my daughter, but that's a whole nother deal. I don't think Monique Hendrickson told me the truth about that little episode, because there's no way that I can be this close to a child. Me and Brittany, I'll tell you a quick story. Brittany called me yesterday for Father's Day, and anytime me and Brittany get on the phone, it is nothing but laughs. I mean, nonstop. We talk about everything. And I'm looking at the phone like, yo, I'm really on the phone with my daughter like she's one of my best friends now. And that's crazy. That's crazy, because, you know, there will come stages in your walk with being a mom and a dad that you can't be friends with your kids. It's just not possible. But I do believe this, guys, that, you know, you start off maybe as an instructor and a disciplinarian, but along some way, the older your child gets, when they get their own kids and you have grandkids, you should be able to shift into friendship with your children. And that's what happened with me and Brittany. That's what's happening now with me and Akira. Me and Courtney ain't there yet. Courtney still needs me to be the disciplinarian. She needs this foot in her neck, because she's still figuring life out and she's at that stage. But you got to know what stage your kids are at. So it would be a mistake for me to try to befriend Courtney right now. You know what I'm saying? Me and Courtney cannot be friends right now. There's no way under God's green planet that me and that girl can be friends right now. She needs me in dad mode and nothing else. She needs Monique in mommy mode, nothing else. But there will come a point in time where, as Courtney gets older, just like with Brittany, me and Brittany is in straight friend mode. And I'm still in dad mode because she still hits me up for cash apps. Hey, Dad. Hey, Pops. Can you send me da, 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 da? And the only thing I have to tell all my kids now is when you call me for money, if you don't ask me how I'm doing, I'm not giving you nothing because I'm not no ATM. I'm human and I have feelings too. So you got to know how to address, the different phases of parenting and being a child. And God got me in this weird space because now I am somewhat of an authoritative figure in my parents' life because I pastor my mom and dad. So it's like your whole life, you have to go from being, hey, Jones, what's up, man? Under authority, in authority, under authority, in shifting from being a disciplinarian to a friend. There's so many dynamics, man, that come along with this. But, being a dad and a mom, and some of you are not in the position to say you have biological kids, but that doesn't make you less of a mother or father, because there's a whole lot of people that are mothering children that they never pushed out, fathering children that they never pushed out. So, because you may not have biological children doesn't mean that you're not a mother or father. And whether we want to admit it or not, both are needed. Both are needed. So this was an amazing conversation. We're going to have to do this one again. You trying to befriend Courtney right now? Good luck. Courtney's a tough little cookie. I love her though. She got such a big heart. I love Courtney, and I admire her creativity. I admire her individualism of trying to do things and figuring out, her way. But, I do know that my kids are at different phases of life. And, Brittany and Akira look at Courtney like she gets away with murder. It's not that. It's just that it's different phases. So, this was, I think it's a much needed conversation. And I think we need to do some more like this, because this is how we're going to get through this stuff, guys. Because I'm here to tell you, everything does not have to end in an explosion. Everything does not have to end with you becoming enemies with someone you was once in love with. I just will never be on that tip. I'm friends, or at least casual acquaintances, with all of my exes. And I don't want to say like it's a million of them, because it ain't a million of them. But, people that I used to date and be romantically involved with, I'm not enemies with any of them. None of them. Because if me and you are together and it stopped working, what is it that says we now have to hate each other? We now have to become enemies. The very sight of you just makes me nauseous now. And I got to become this witch, or, this disrespectful guy. No, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We can be amicably cool with one another. And we can break up, separate, even divorce, and still respect one another. Because again, if I'm so bad I'm so bad, if I'm all of this and all of that, if you are all this, and that's one thing used to kill me about watching Maury. When Maury was doing the baby father thing, and the guys would come out, oh, she's a hoe, she's this, that, that, she ain't nothing, da, da, da. I'm always looking at the guy like, well, what does that say about you, bro? Because if she's all of that and you slept with her, what does that make you? Maybe you don't know your worth, because by you coming on television trashing this young lady is a major reflection of where you are mentally, psychologically concerning yourself. Because I don't mess with trash. I don't pick up trash. I don't talk to trash. None of that. So anybody that I broke up with, they're still queens. They're just queens that I could no longer sit on the throne next to. But that don't mean that they're no longer on the throne. They just not on the throne in my palace. You dig? It's another palace now. You got to be the queen over there. I got to be the king over here. But you are not trash. You were a queen when you were with me, and you're a queen even after we break up. That's my mentality. Especially if you got my children. If you have my kid, are you kidding me? I'm not going to start trashing you because we broke up. No. You're a queen. I'm a king. We might not be able to coexist in the same castle anymore, but that still does not take away the fact that you are royalty. And I wish that our community got that, because our counterparts, the clear people, they got it. They go to movies with the new girlfriend. They go to dinner. They do Thanksgiving. The kids, everybody come. Especially, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to get off. You know what made me really start thinking like this? When I saw Puff Daddy and Al B. Sure. I think it's Al B. Sure that is Kim Porter's first kid's father. I think it's something like that. I know it was Puff Daddy and another superstar. And they were able to build such a dope family unit, because now if you leave me or another young man and you go start dating a knucklehead, somebody that's abusive, no, he can't even come around. He can't come to my crib, nothing. But if we don't work out and you get with another positive brother that loves my children and understands his positioning, he is not my replacement. He's an additional support system. If he understands that, we can get along beautifully. Because I don't want you no more. You don't want me no more. So why we got to be enemies? Just the way that I think, guys. So it is Al B. Sure. Yeah, that blew my mind. I read an article and Puff was talking about that. Puff was like, yo, my kids win because my kids are now around another positive black man. So, it's just a reconditioning of our mind and the way we think about things. But this was dope, y'all. Blended Rocks. 4 people paying. Let me tell you something. 4 pockets is better than 2. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That's my friend, Lady Gatlin. She's married to my good friend. Glory to the Lamb of God, Pastor Gatlin. He's one of my favorite preachers. Will Smith did the same thing too. Yeah, and it can work. I just think that we and our community need to learn how to break up. We need counseling on how to break up. Because if it don't work, number one, why do you want to stay somewhere and be miserable? Why should I stay somewhere and be miserable? We just going to be 2 miserable people getting old. Nah, you got a lot of life to live. You got a lot of life to offer someone that is compatible to who you are now. Because that, and that's another thing, because you guys don't work out. And this is one of the things that I teach in my marriage counseling, especially when people are coming and they're on the brink of breaking up. because we break up, that doesn't mean either one of you are bad. We're just no longer good for each other. So I'm not going to put that out in the atmosphere into the world that you're a bad woman or that he's a bad man. No, we're just no longer good together. This is maturity, guys. And this is what they didn't teach us in church. That's why church divorces are so nasty. That's why church breakups are so dramatic, and you end up on Larry Reed and obnoxious and everything, because it just gets crazy after a while. When the truth of the matter is, if we sit down and have a conversation, we realize that, yo, you're an amazing individual. I'm an amazing individual. We're just not amazing together. So let's do what we got to do and go and be happy, because that's what it is at the end of the day, guys. We need to be happy, all of us. But I don't even know how we got on all of that, because we supposed to be talking about, can y'all mothers be fathers? But again, I want to salute you guys, because I really feel like you all respected men yesterday. I'm telling you, I got over 30,000 people that follow me on all of my networks put together. And I got to tell you, on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, all of my pages on Facebook, I didn't see any negativity. And I was shocked. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was like, yo, the women are really giving us the day. That was really dope of y'all. Thank you. Because, men, we so quick to say, y'all don't respect us. And then when y'all do it, we get quiet. We don't say nothing. But on behalf of all the fathers that had concerns about that, I want to take the time out to say thank you to you women that were mature enough and big enough to allow the men that are trying to be good fathers to have a good day. That was really great. The truth is 80% of single family, okay? We know, Gerard, they're not trying to be men. They're not stepping up to the plate. And again, I'm not advocating for the losers. Because again, I don't even deal with dudes that don't take care of their kids. Like, if I find out that you like that, bro, you can't even come nowhere near me, homie. I have zero respect for cats like that. Zero. Because I know what it is to raise my children and raise a child that's not biologically mine, which is something I didn't have to do. But I did it because it was what was honorable and what was right. And then if you're not going to take part, get out of the way and let the guy that wants to do it, that's going to be there, don't make situations difficult. Back out. Move out the way. Because there's always somebody that will do what you won't do. Because what's one man's treasure is another, well, what's one man's trash is another man's treasure. And the same thing. What one woman thinks is terrible and the worst guy on the planet Earth, another woman will see that and say, you know what? I love the fact that you a BMW, a black man working. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to mold you. I'm going to be that support system that you need. And then what ends up happening is the woman that thought, or the man that thought you was trash, when you finally get with the right type of person and you become who God destined you to be, they're like, wow. It was always in you. You just needed the right person in your life to push it out of you. So we can go a whole nother direction with this, but this was amazing. So I may do for the rest of the month, I may do relationships. I may just come on and talk about relationships because I think it's you guys offer some great points. And I love to hear the perspective from the male side as well as the female side. Because the truth is, we don't have to go to war, guys. We don't have to. We don't have to go to court unless you really just have to, because there are some people you just got to do what you got to do, because they're not going to do right no matter what you do. But I think that if we make it the culture of communicating from an honest place, I think that we'll begin to see a lot more healing in our community, and we'll be able to release people and let them go to grow. Why do you want to hold someone so they're not growing? No, ma'am. No, sir. Let them go to grow. Something to think about it. And my friend, First Lady Gatlin, said what we're going to close the show with. Cease fire and find peace. There's no better way to end this show. Lady G, you know I love you and my friend, Pastor Gatlin. Y'all are dope. I honor y'all. I love y'all so much, you know, and me and House are always talking about your husband. Like, glory to the Lamb of God. I love Pastor Gatlin. That's my guy. And, you know, some people and we haven't hung out a whole lot like that, but Pastor Gatlin came in to our lives and made such an impact. And I've been to preach for him. He's been to preach for me. But I will never, if I never see Pastor Gatlin again in my life, I will never forget him. I will never forget Pastor Gatlin, and I will never forget Lady Gatlin. She's one of the most classiest first ladies I know. And I love how you support your husband. I love how you push, and I love how you stand by him and work. That's what's up. That's to be honored and to be respected. So, you know, everybody that is in this chat room today, I want to speak this blessing over you, that you will find uncommon peace in this season in your life, that you will tap into uncommon favor, and that everything that you need, especially to my single mothers that was sounding off in here, that, you know, had to do it by yourself, I pray not that you get retro from your baby daddy, but that God would go into the secret chambers of heaven, into the closet that has retro on it, and unleash retro finances to you, retro peace to you, retro joy to you. I pray that God will allow healing to take place in all of our lives, wherever we are at relationship-wise, that there will be healing. And even if there has to be separation and breakage, that God will allow it to happen peaceably, that God will allow us not to be under stress, not to have anxiety attacks, no strokes, no heart attacks, no breaking of the hearts. I really pray that we will cease fire and find peace in Jesus' name. I love you guys. This has been phenomenal. I'm encouraged, and I got to be honest. I just want to love, man. I just want to love. I want to be used by God, approved by God, and I want to be integral with my life. I want to be integral with my decisions as a man, a father, a pastor. That's my heart's desires, man. I don't want to do anything that displeases God. That's just where I'm at. And if something happens along the line, I want to be able to come to God and get it right, repent, and move forward. Because I will never be a prisoner of my mistakes. Never. Neither should you. Cease fire, find peace. Lady Gatlin, that might be my new t-shirt. we might need to talk. That's hot. I love that. Yo, Joyce, everybody, Elder Frankie Hall, I love you so much. Joyce, you know I love you. You know your pastor loves you. I need to see you at church though, Joyce. You know I was going to get you before we went off. Enough. I need you at church. All right? We done prayed and got these jobs and all this. Now we got to get the other part right. I need you at church, Joyce. Because I need you to tell some people off for me. I'm just serious. I'm just playing. I'm serious. No, I need you at church though. Not to tell nobody off, but I just want to worship with you. All right. Simone, you know I love you. Thank you, Simone, for being such a support system to me in this ministry in the past couple of months. You're just amazing. You're just amazing. And if Bishop Lindsey wasn't my godfather, I'd be like, all right, Simone, come on. But I'll leave you over there. Amen to God. Bishop's my godfather. I love him. I won't do that to the bishop. But we are growing together, and that's the best part about this, guys. We're all growing together. But again, we're going to leave this broadcast for the third time. You can tell I'm a preacher. I done said bye to y'all 5 times already. But this was so good, I don't want to stop talking. But I got to, because I got to make some banana pudding. But I love y'all, and make sure you tune in next week. We're gonna make this month the month of relationships. We're gonna be talking about it, and I'm gonna be sharing my failures as well as my victories, because I do have 31 years in a relationship, 23 married, haven't always been good. Been some great times, great days, but it's been some storms too. So we're gonna let you in and how to navigate and deal with all that stuff. And Dion, you know I love you. Thank you so much for being a faithful supporter. Anthony Slade, what's up, man? But y'all, I gotta get to this banana pudding, because if I keep talking, we're gonna strike another nerve, and we're gonna be here for another hour. And I can't do that with y'all, because I gotta make my banana pudding. The people want the pudding. Ceasefire, find peace. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.